On today's show, we'll be talking about touching hearts in creative and different ways. Hello, I'm Shannon Skinner, and this is Extraordinary Women TV. My first guest today is singer-songwriter Suzie McNeil. She's here in the studio, and I'm thrilled to have her here. Before you meet her, later in the segment, before we take a break, I'll have my regular Good to Know Minute when I ask my guests for their top success tip, and you're going to hear Suzie's. In the second half of the show, we'll be talking about a unique way that you can express your gratitude to the world. So stay with us for that. She's known for her powerful voice and magnetic presence. Her video Believe touched hearts across Canada during the 2010 Olympic Games. She's a Juno Award nominee. She's a Canadian Independent Music Award winner. Her music has reached the top of the charts. Please welcome Suzie McNeil. Hello, Suzie. It's so nice to have you here today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's so great. We were just chatting before the show. I asked if you had a stylist, because every time I see photos of you and you performing, you look always so amazing and different.
That's sweet. Thank you.
And you do it all yourself.
I do, yeah. I mean, I've worked with a lot of different stylists on a lot of TV shows in my past and stuff, as well as makeup artists. So you kind of get, you know, to know the tricks of the trade and and what you like and stuff like that. So it's fun. Now
you started, I mean, your family was very musical.
Yes.
And this is something that's really inspired you.
Mm-hmm.
To what extent has that really influenced you to where you are today?
Well, I got a really good basis from my mother without, I think, her even knowing it. You know, she wasn't training my sister and I to be singers. She just loved singing so much that she was a single mother for a while. And, you know, on car rides, we would drive, you know, to the cottage or something, and she'd teach us basically 3-part harmony. Like, I have a vivid memory of her singing a note, and then my sister would take the third, and I would take the fifth, and we'd go down a semitone in 3-part harmony. And, you know, that was just her having fun, but it really gave me sort of my, you know, the best schooling I could ever have. And then, you know, there was always singing around the house, and we'd go and see musicals and stuff. I saw Les Mis when I was in maybe 7th grade, and that was the moment that I was like, I'm doing this for a living.
So that moment, and you said, okay, I'm going to be a singer-songwriter, I'm going to be a performer, I'm just going to sing. What did you say to yourself exactly? Well,
I did it all through high school and stuff, you know, as a kid, and really enjoyed it. There became a time where, you know, you graduate and you have to get a job. That fateful time in life. It sucks. No. And I was doing a few sort of Joe jobs and like accounting for someone. And then when I was around, I think it was 20, I decided I'm going to sing for a living, and that's all I'm going to do. You know, no matter, I'm not going to put any constraints on how. I'm just going to sing for a living. And I have ever since.
So in your heart, you knew you wanted to sing. You knew the why.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, the why is sometimes hard to explain. It's the place that I feel the most comfortable, the most joy, and I'm not necessarily sure why. I think, you know, that the term music is the universal language is true. It brings out so many different emotions in people. It can help you through so much. It's so cathartic. So I think, you know, a lot of that is what I feel when I'm doing it.
And you write a lot about love and relationships, and it seems to be that is one of the most common themes for many successful singer-songwriters. I mean, why do you think it's something that people want to hear over and over again?
Well, I often wondered that, and then, you know, as I was setting out to write my last record, or Dear Love, I realized the answer to that. And the reason is that there are so many love songs or breakup songs out there is because it's probably one of the most powerful feelings we have as humans. I had never been dumped before, and I had the horrible honor of getting dumped and having a relationship fall apart. And I was like, all I want to do is write about this. So I finally felt that strong feeling. And I was also like, this is why there are so many breakup songs out there. I get it now. So I think that that's just, we're all struggling in some capacity with relationships every day. I think that that's a very like universal feeling.
And of course, you're known to many Canadians for your for the video, your song "Believe," that you sing so beautifully.
Thank you.
And you know, the history was to really inspire Canadian Olympic athletes to, you know, get medals,
Do their best.
do their best.
Yeah.
And you touched many hearts across the country. How does that make you feel?
That song has been so epically important to me for many reasons. I mean, one, it's just a beautiful song. Two, it's been able to touch a lot of people, like even outside of Canada. But three, and most importantly, it's affected people so much. And when that message comes back to me, that's why I'm in music. Like, that's the most fulfilling feeling I can have. You know, so many sort of Facebook messages about I was going through a divorce and this song, you know, brought me through. Somebody saw me at a concert who got diagnosed with HIV and he started crying and he said, when I found out, I listened to your song nonstop and that's what got me through. It's such a simple song. It's one word. Like in the chorus, it's pretty much believe over and over again. But that word is so powerful because that's, you know, a game changer. That's a life changer. If you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you. And I think it's nice to be reminded of that sometimes.
Was there a time for you that you didn't believe in yourself?
There are often times that I did that, you know, this business is difficult and, you know, life isn't always easy either. One time that sort of, you know, sticks in my memory is when I had just finished recording it in LA and I was promised, you know, all these grand things right after I got off Rockstar and Excess, and a lot of them didn't come. You know, it's a textbook situation. There's tons of stories where, you know, the business sort of rejects you. And I remember it came on in my car when I was driving and I was like, what am I doing? I'm singing about believing. I need to believe. And it was just it was very poignant for me. And, you know, I've tried to keep that up ever since. And
so in your life, in finding ways, I mean, how did you find a way to believe in yourself? What did you do?
I think every day is sort of a struggle and it's an ongoing process. I think I'm pretty strong. I think I would have to be in this business. And it's all about perspective. It's all about trying to make life, you know, as rich as possible in many ways, whether that be family or friends or pets or, you know, music or, you know, whatever is important to you, really zoning in on that and trying to, you know, make your life as rich as possible.
And, you know, to believe in oneself, I mean, you don't just happen to sing and write songs. I mean, you perform in front of thousands of people. I mean, you do these amazing live performances, in some cases 200,000 people. Do you have some sort of a ritual that you go through to get yourself into a mindset to say, I believe in myself, I can do it, I can be on the stage?
Funnily enough, no. I mean, that's where I feel the most comfortable. So I'll put myself in a mindset to go into the grocery store. I hate this. I can do this. I believe in myself. But as soon as I'm up on stage, it's where I'm the most free. And that's also, you know, what makes me know that this is what I should be doing because it's my favorite place to be.
Do you feel it's your gift?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I feel very lucky about that.
Now, we're just going to take a quick break, and that means it's my Good to Know Minute. And Suzie, I know you've got a great success tip, so I'm just waiting for it. Jump right in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess my success tip would be, because I've seen it in other people and I've experienced it myself. Two things. A, you need to really believe and really want belief and really want what you're, you know, setting out to do. You have to. You know, it's next to impossible if you don't. And then two, just keep doing it. Like when, you know, young girls come to me, I want to be a singer. How do I do it? Keep doing it. You know, get better at your craft, practice, do it anywhere you can, because you basically give the universe no choice but to allow you to do this thing. And I've seen it many times. Anyone who's dedicated enough always gets it.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you for that. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, more with singer-songwriter Suzie McNeil. So stay with us. Welcome back to the show. I'm Shannon Skinner, and I'm speaking with singer-songwriter Suzie McNeil. Now, Suzie, you have a new album out, Dear Love.
Yes.
Let's talk about Dear Love.
Yes. Well, let's see. When I was writing for the album, I decided to take my time writing, and I hooked up with a bunch of people, some amazingly talented Canadians, and other people as well. And I couldn't necessarily find something to write about. And then, it sort of dawned on me. Well, I had a conversation with my keyboard player at the time, and we were talking about writing, and he was talking about the Zen, an art of motorcycle maintenance. You know, that book is like big in the 70s or whatever. And that person was talking about when you make art that it has to be your truth. Like that's sort of the whole plot of the book. And I was like, okay, my truth, like something that is of the earth, that is of me. And it was my relationship. A young man who was my fiance, and then we broke up, and then we kind of got back together again, and we broke up, and it's been sort of it was a hard, roller coaster. So I thought, I'm going to write about this. And then as soon as I did, the songs were just flowing out of me. So I thought, okay, there's so many that are coming out. I decided to make a theme record in essence. And Dear Love is that song specifically is a letter to, the person that you're not with anymore, saying, how are you? And our relationship was really hard for me, and this is tearing me apart. I'm checking in on you. It's that letter that you always want to write, a couple months later, a year later. And then it dives into this girl's story. And it, there's one love song on, but then it's falling apart. One of my singles off this record is called Merry-Go-Round, and it's essentially just, here we go round and round, like this pattern of a relationship, and I can't get off, and neither can you. Then sort of the relationship ends, and then the second half is like picking yourself back up again. And it's my hope, and then sort of the end of the record is a song called Blessing in Disguise, where I wanted to get across that, like, I know that these times are hard, but if you don't have these hard times in your life, you wouldn't be the person or the woman that you are. And that's really important to me, because it's like our scars make us beautiful, and so it's my hope that, if there's a girl or a guy out there who's going through this, that it's tough going through a breakup. So it's my hope that they would, pick up the record, and that would help them a bit.
So did your writing heal your heart?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 100%. I think I got the fullest version of what that can be, the fullest sort of artistic catharsis. It was amazing. It helped me a lot. And
many artists will turn, when they're feeling pain in their hearts, will turn to their art. Many get blocked. When they have a breakup and they have that really strong emotional pain, many artists get blocked.
Right.
Have you been blocked?
Yes, definitely.
Right.
I have been, I was even in this situation for a while, but, that took time. And that's the thing about, I think any kind of art, but I know about writing specifically, is sometimes it's not happening. You can even go into a songwriting session with someone that maybe you even really admire, and you get nothing. All you have to do is forgive yourself, because it comes when it comes. And there's with art, you can't just make it happen out of nowhere. It has to just come.
And so, as far as the album Dear Love goes, where can people buy it?
In record stores, if there are any left in the world. They're all closing down pretty fast.
Yes.
And definitely on iTunes, on my website. Those would probably be the best. All the illegal downloads out there, they can probably get it on those as well.
Now, World Vision You've done some work with World Vision. You've gone over to Africa with them. What was that experience like for you?
It was a whirlwind. It was crazy, and they all sort of warned me that it would be. First of all, it's a trip that's really far, and schedules permitting, we could only go there for a week. But it takes like 2 to 3 days to get there and back, or 2 days. So I was only there for a couple of days. I was really tired. And then it was a lot of sort of emotional experiences, packed into one visit, but also amazing. We visited a family that World Vision had been helping and that were sponsored, and, saw how well they were doing. They had tons of goats. They had grains. They were able to feed themselves. Big family, always big families. Then we saw a family that World Vision wasn't helping yet, and it was the polar opposite. It was a 12-year-old girl named Doris, and 3 of her cousins. Doris's parents had died of HIV, which is very common there for that generation to have passed. And then the grandmother was looking after them, and she was like 92 or something. It was ridiculous. It's really
common in Africa too, the grandparents taking care of children.
Because like I said, that generation is gone. So that I decided right then and there, I want to sponsor Doris. So it was amazing. I got to meet my sponsored child. She became my child. And, the next day we brought like tons of supplies back to them, grains and fish and, everything. And when we were talking to her, she told us that they hadn't eaten in 3 days. I mean, they were all just they were so sweet, but they didn't have the energy that kids should have. We went in to sort of look at where they lived, and they were all sleeping on like a king size bed maybe, and Doris wasn't. So there wasn't room for her. So she was sleeping on the ground, and I'm talking ground. Like there wasn't even a blanket, no mattress, no pillow, like dirt floor for her. For some reason that really got me too. So the next day I was like, is there like a mattress store anywhere? Like I wanted to buy her a mattress, and I did. And she was so thankful. I mean, it was unbelievable to see. I played them songs they had never seen a guitar before. They were like, oh, what is that? It was incredible.
Are you in touch with your sponsored child?
I can't be, she can't speak English, and sort of the way that World Vision works you can write letters to World Vision. So in that sense, yes, but I haven't been able, there's no phones. There's no way I do write her though, and she writes me.
Oh, and that must really touch you.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's so great to have gotten to meet her. It's really special.
Now, if you could, you have done so much in your career, from singing, songwriting, performing live, musicals, just so much. If you could do it all over again, would you change anything?
I think I would. I would change one thing. I wouldn't change much. And that is more of like we were talking before, more about just believing in myself. I know that when I was on Rockstar in Excess, I didn't believe in myself. And I feel like that came out just from my life experience. Not too long, or when everyone was reading it, I was reading The Secret and all that stuff. And that really hit me. And I didn't know that stuff sort of when I was younger. I think sort of a lot of my early years of career there was some fear in there. And what I know now is there doesn't need to be, you just need to decide what you want to do and just absolutely go for it. At the same time, when we're younger, how are we supposed to even know that? We have to take it one step at a time. So
life is a journey.
Yeah. With that said, no, I wouldn't really do anything differently. I've had a great life so far.
And so we're almost out of time. Is there something in your heart that you would like to say that we've not touched on yet?
I don't know. Lately I've just been trying to, make sure to live life to the fullest. I don't know. It's a good question.
Anything inspirational that you want to?
Well, I think that in this career, I think that it's easy to get caught up in sort of like the business side of it all and what's my next thing, and you're only as big as your like last hit, and all that stuff. Lately, I've actually been trying to get away from that and also appreciate sort of what is really important in life. I wasn't ever much of a stop and smell the roses kind of person. The little things like nature and letting something really sink in and affect you. And I think people who are very business oriented are like, go, 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 go. And I've been trying to actually just, settle down and sort of enjoy what I've been given and enjoy my pieces. So I don't know if anyone else relates to that out there. Our society is very go, go, go. Just remember to enjoy family and, special moments.
So in terms of your upcoming shows, I know that all that information is posted on your website. Is that where people can find it? Yeah. And what would be the best URL for them to find you at?
SuzieMcNeil.ca. My Twitter's at Suzie McNeil. That's where all the updates happen.
Well, Suzie, I've really enjoyed having you on the show and this time with you and learning from you and sharing your inspiring message. So thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and if you want more information about Suzie McNeil, of course, you can visit my website at extraordinarywomentv.com. You can contact me through the website. You can find more information about past guests, upcoming guests, more about the show. I'm on Twitter. You can follow me. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. Well, we are going to be talking about a unique way to express your gratitude right after the break. So stay with us.